There's a party going on at New York's Kennedy Airport. We're not invited, but we're crashing it anyway, thanks to this exclusive undercover videotape. It's after midnight on board one of the big jets. To an outsider, it looks like a slumber party for airline mechanics, and that's exactly how one mechanic describes it.
So mechanics actually pick the plane that has the best beds?
Absolutely, yes. They have the nice, big, plush reclining seats in first class.
Airline mechanics are supposed to spend the night making repairs and testing engine parts for safety. But some have been seen rifling through airline cabinets. John says looking for those little bottles of liquor.
I think it's awful. I think it should come to a stop.
The night shift runs from 10:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. with a half hour for lunch and 2 20-minute breaks. But John claims he and the other mechanics only do what is absolutely necessary and spend the rest of the time sound asleep.
They do not make enough money. Some mechanics make much less than a truck driver.
So they'll sleep on this job to get ready for the next job?
That is absolutely true. They work not only 2, but many times they work 3 jobs.
Between the hangar and terminal, there are more than 100 mechanics working the overnight shift at Kennedy. John says most mechanics are left on their own with little or no supervision.
How come there's no boss telling them, hey, get up, do your job?
The company is only interested in obtaining the paperwork signed and ready for the airplane to leave.
And what does all this mean for the millions of people who fly and put blind faith in the airline?
They should absolutely be concerned with their safety. Flying on airplanes that are maintained in such a method.
To John, many mechanics spend about half the overnight shift sleeping, a time when they're supposed to be doing repairs. Instead, they're napping from cockpit to coach.
The inspections are not properly accomplished, and repairs are either disguised or put off to another time.
He says brakes were not always changed when they should have been, and tires were sometimes patched with chewing gum.
You're saying there's a hole in the tire,
yes,
and they patch it with chewing gum?
Yes, they do. Yes, and they magic mark it over the chewing gum.
That's dangerous.
Yes, the tire can explode.
Pretty sad when those are the folks who are guaranteeing safety.
We showed our undercover tape shot at New York's Kennedy Airport to aviation expert Mary Schiavo. She blew the whistle on airline safety after the crash of ValueJet in the Florida Everglades.
If the airline doesn't catch it, and the airline itself is not running the safest operation it possibly can, the government isn't going to be able to catch it. The government is not the safety net. It is the airline that has to be the safety net.
Federal aviation records show in 1996 and 97 there were 1,400 serious incidents linked to maintenance problems. Not pilot error, maintenance problems. They caused forced landings, aborted takeoffs, near misses. Many of them seem to involve repairs that were never done right the first time.
This one had a landing gear that would not retract. July 3rd, July 13th, July 26th, August 2nd, September 7th. Each of these 5 times required a forced landing.
Same plane with the same problem over and over again. Paul Hudson heads up a consumer group for aviation safety.
What would be a danger can easily become a catastrophe.
And what about the survivors of the Sioux City, Iowa crash? What do they think when they hear about mechanics allegedly fudging repair records so they can sleep instead of work?
It brings up a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings of anger. When I got on that plane, I didn't think that half the people I was on the plane with were going to die.
Just a frightening story. Ed Miller joins us now. And Ed, what are the airlines saying?
Kyle, obviously they're not happy. They acknowledge falsifying records is a federal offense. And in response to our report, the airline in question is taking action, doubling up on surprise inspections. You should know that this isn't just a problem at one airline, it's a problem at many.